Hey guys, I'm Rodin. Welcome to WaterBaby Tarot presented by Bomispirit Incorporated. This is going to be part one for the Aquarius sign reading. So it's going to be the general reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Part two entails looking at masculine energy and feminine energy, how that kind of correlates with each other, how they're kind of working with each other within yourself and to your external reality. In part two, I'll be pulling crystal advice and also just general advice for Aquarius, so go ahead and check that out if you're curious. But this reading we're about to get into is general and timeless, so please only take the messages as they resonate, okay? Hey Aqua, I hope you guys are doing good, and I hope you had a really good birthday season. As we are now in Pisces season. It was hard to say. Aquarius, let's talk about what I picked up with you for the meditative session. I think this reading is going to be very spiritual, galactic, cosmic, sort of a read. I don't feel like you're very much in the 3D or in the physical all that much. Some of you might be having a lot of trouble actually getting into your body or feeling connected to your body or feeling connected to yourself. I feel like your energy is vibing really high, or you're like, yeah, you're just not in your body. It just feels like you're really far up there. I got the word crystal pretty loud and quite a few times. Some of you guys could be working with crystals. Some of you might, oh God, how do I say this? Some of you, that word crystal might, it's weird how they want me to deliver this message, but I guess it's confirmation for whoever needs to hear this. Some of you, that word pertains to your spirituality, pertains to your faith, or pertains to some sort of ascension process that's happening to you or that you may be experiencing at this time. It feels like you're just like, you're really just out there energetically speaking. You are not, like, you're not part of the physical. I don't even think you really want to be part of the physical that much. I also got the owl. The owl came up really strong. The owl is feminine wisdom. It's that high priestess energy. Some of you are moving into this. I just heard embracing. Some of you are learning to embrace this about yourself. It almost is like kind of going from a very closed off, restricted way of being or mindset, and then you're just like, you're bursting open, or something about you is now so expanded that it's like you are kind of a different person, or even experiencing a reality in a different way. Yeah, some of you, it almost feels like waking up or ascending. It feels very fast. Aquarian energy is very fast. Keep in mind, there's also the energy that the collective is in right now, because we have Jupiter in Aquarius, Saturn's in Aquarius, Venus moved into Pisces from Aqua a few days ago, Mercury is still in Aquarius, so keep in mind that energy is also very prominent for the collective. There could be some collective messages in here for other people as well, for any cross watchers who are watching. Some of you are getting a lot of communication, telepathic communication. Some of you are hearing your guides for the first time, or hearing more of your guides is also what they wanted me to say. Yeah, it just feels like expansion. Just feels like consciousness expansion in all these different forms. So they keep bringing up crystal. Some guys might be getting into crystal technology, or starting to work with grids. That's also coming up. Yeah, it almost just feels like, yeah, it feels like spiritual technology. But I feel like in the form of like energy channels, like grid work. Yeah. This feminine energy that they keep highlighting, I think, is very interesting. I feel a lot of attention on the feminine energy when it comes to you, whether you're just paying attention to that part of yourself or you're getting attention for that part of yourself. It really feels like going from like a very closed off, asleep, or restricted way of thinking or being in the feminine energy, like as feminine energy, and then it's like, it's coming out into full power, it's free, it's expanded, it's ascended, enlightened feminine energy, like stepping into high priestess mode or stepping into high priestess position, and there's attention on that, whether it's from you or the external or both. Okay, let's pull some cards. Considering it is so spiritual, cosmic, galactic sort of energy, I'm actually going to use the Big Bertha deck with you guys. The Big Bertha deck is what you were asking. It's a combination of two oracle decks that I love. The Angels and Ancestors deck and the Starseed Oracle deck. Ooh, 444, and I looked up at the camera. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. I'm just noticing. So taking care of yourself, and the Hermit card is coming out here. That feels very feminine to me. Yeah, feminine energy is being highlighted for you, Aqua. Any messages for Aquarius? So I'm getting a lot of blue too. The color blue is coming in very strong. You might be digging on the color blue. You might want to wear that. around the time that you would come across this. Again, these are timeless, so whenever you come across this is when you come across it. But blue is coming in very strong for you Aquas. And I'm also getting something about like, I don't know how to say this, like cables? I don't know, what is this? That's what they're showing me, like tether, yeah, like cable, like cables. I want to use the word cable. Almost like internet cables, but it's like I'm seeing a lot of them. There's something about networks coming in here for you, Aqua. I feel like some of you guys might actually be feeling like you're creating new connections. Not when I say that, I don't mean like friendships. Some of you guys might be, but I almost feel like it's in the brain. Like I almost feel like there's something about your nervous system or literally your brain, and it's like it's being rewired or it's like expanding. Yeah, consciousness expansion. That's all what it's coming down to. Some of you guys might actually be doing shrooms or something of that nature. Something that actually does rewire your brain. I did a Bomispirit episode on it. Go ahead, check it out. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of attention here. A lot of attention in the head. A lot of attention on the brain. And I'm like, it feels like electricity though. Like, it feels like it's about the energy and how energy is connected in the form of a network. Like cells, the neurons talking to each other, or you being connected to the collective or other people and becoming very aware of that, or actually working with the grid and how energy is connected like a giant grid, like a giant network. It's, yeah. Yeah. So take that as it resonates. I know, it's like, whoa, how do I talk about what I'm picking up with this? Let's keep going. Any messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? I just heard December. Very loud. Something in December might have been pivotal for you, Aquas. Any messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? I keep getting that. It's like connections, networks, grids, like working with energy, seeing energy, understanding how energy is connected. I just keep getting it comes down to consciousness expansion. Any messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? Any messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? Let's see here. We have, ooh, Mirror Guardian, time to reflect. I like that. And Animal Guardian, trust your instincts. I love that card too. Aqua, before you move into this expanded state, is what I'm just gonna call it that. Before you move into this expanded state, there's almost like a needing to kind of get back in your body a little bit. And I've talked about this before. I don't know if I've talked about it on YouTube or on Patreon, but I know I've talked about it before, where it's like you could only go as high as you are grounded. Like the deeper your energetic roots run, the higher you can go, the more energy you can take on. And handle it and not feel totally disrupted. Yeah, and not feel totally disrupted. So some of you guys really need to get back into your body, okay? Really get back into your body, really get grounded before you can go through this expansion or go through this. I keep getting it's about consciousness expansion. And to do that, you might actually need to go through some stuff. Like some of you might need to actually go through some emotional purging. There's a reason that you are kind of evading your own body a little bit here. There's something about the physical that you don't like or you find it disruptive. You are Aquarius, so I'm not too surprised. I love you, Aquas, but you know you belong up here, right? You like being up there. That's your energy. The galactic, cosmic, energetic, I'm up here, I'm up here. I don't want to be down there and stuck. Oh, stuck. Stuck. Some of you guys might have some issues around feeling stuck or restricted in general. Yeah, there's a reason you don't want to be in here. It's a reason you don't want to be in there. But you kind of need to go there. You kind of need to go there. I feel like you actually have a lot of understanding already about this process of going through consciousness expansion. And I think you already know, like you're on the precipice of it. But I think there's some avoidance with that. There's some avoidance with that. Like with trust your instincts, I'm getting that you already know. And look, oh, I didn't even realize there's an owl. There's an owl right there peeking above your head. You already know. You already know you're on the verge of it. You just need to get back into your body. And with time to reflect, there's some stuff there. Like whatever's keeping you resistant to being back in your own body and being grounded and really experiencing the physical reality, I feel like it comes with discomfort and restriction and pain and fear, and you gotta like kind of look at that a little bit because you already know the truth. You already know the truth. I feel fear there. I feel fear there for some of you. Let's keep going. Oh, very nice. Spring. See your seeds grow. I feel like that's just kind of like, oh, it almost feels like the Fool card. It almost feels like the Fool card, like a little bit of a precipice of like leaping off the cliff and leaping into the unknown and leaping into consciousness expansion. It's like it's not there. This is being resisted. It's there for you to take and to experience, but you're resisting that. The resistance is coming from ego, essentially, whether it is like fear or pain, or sadness or feeling restricted. That's all ego. That's all ego related. It's just gonna be different sources for all of you, or different emotions for all of you, but it's coming down to the ego is keeping you from what you already know to be true, and what you already know you're on the precipice of, and what you already know is actually going to be very beneficial to you, is this consciousness expansion. Let's keep going. Yeah, I feel like this is so the Fool card, and you're just like, I don't know, but deep down you do know. Deep down you do know. Some of you guys are getting a lot of talk from your ancestors. I'm getting that also really heavily. Ooh, yeah, something about families coming in really big here. You might experience changes, like big changes, milestones in your family, whether it's births or marriages or deaths. Those are usually the biggies. Yeah, the big milestones. You might be experiencing big milestones in your family at this point. Yeah. And I think some of you, because you are about to go through this consciousness expansion, you're getting extra attention from your ancestors. You might even be experiencing like other people in your family going through something similar. I feel like there's almost like a pink elephant in the room kind of energy with that. Any other messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? Any other messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? Some of you might be going through, how do I say this? I'm sure there's a term for it. Words are words. Everyone's got a word for something. Everyone's got a label or term for something for the same stuff. Some of you might be experiencing like a matriarch or a patriarch passing away, because I keep getting this high priestess vibe with the owl, especially if it's a matriarch. And if and when that happens, sometimes it can trigger abilities to come online for the next generation. So just be mindful that that could be a thing. I am getting that vibe. Yeah, see, and deep down you know it. It's interesting. Deep down you know it. Oh my god. Okay, Aqua, I love you. Deep down you already know it. It's just your ego doesn't want you to like totally embrace that or experience that. Any other messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? Venus just made me tingle. Saying Venus out loud just made me like, gave me like chills a little bit there. And yeah, as it relates to feminine energy. Again, a lot of emphasis on feminine energy for Aquas. Overall, ooh, as we're talking about ancestors, Star Keeper, Cosmic Ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. This is exactly what I was talking about before. You can only go as high up as you are grounded. The more grounded you are, the higher you can go. This is about connecting to your higher self and also your star families as well. And obviously your ancestors. Everything I've been saying so far. Yeah, Aqua, it really feels like you are coming consciousness expansion phase process. And a lot of you, it feels very much family related. Very much family related or star family related. You are getting a lot of attention and support from ancestors or even galactic energies, so to speak, or even your guides. You're just getting a lot of attention and a lot of support. And deep down, you already know. Like, you already know this is coming. You already know this is happening. And deep down, you know it's really good for you, but the ego is scared. The ego is, like, making you, like, wanting you to be resistant to this. I don't want to say you don't have a choice, because everybody has a choice. Yeah. Once you can, like, really work through whatever the ego is getting agitated about, like, the root of it, whatever pain, sadness, etc. is sitting there, then you can skyrocket. Underneath that, we do have, yeah, Inner Earth. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. You are stepping into a new phase here, Aqua, because you're moving into consciousness expansion. Even if you've already been through one, you're just going to the next level. Think of it like getting upgrades for those who've already been through this. But yeah, be really grounded during this time, because especially if those are you who are experiencing changes in your family, which will change how this process is for you and what you're going to be getting and experiencing in the process, it could be really big. It can be very jarring, right? It can be very jarring. Some of you might be experiencing a passing of a loved one, and I don't say that lightly. You would already know. It wouldn't be a surprise. It wouldn't be a surprise. You would already know. And deep down, I think you know what's coming as a result of that, and you're scared. You're scared. You're scared. But yeah, you got a beautiful time ahead of you. Honestly, it's gonna be really interesting, and you have a lot of support. With Starkeeper being your overall energy, you have a lot of support. So let's go ahead and I'm tongue-tied today. So let's go ahead and look at Mirror Guardian as it relates to Animal Guardian. This is just your knowing. This is just your knowing. You know. The Mirror Guardian, I think, is really highlighting the ego and what's agitating the ego when it comes to knowing this subconsciously, which you will eventually know consciously, because consciousness expansion. Anyway, Mirror Guardian. Do spell casting. Tell me about Mirror Guardian for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Yeah, I keep hearing the word matriarch. It's very overpowering. Tell me about Mirror Guardian. Tell me about Mirror Guardian for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Mirror Guardian. Some of you, this work is accepting parts of yourself, but you need to be in your body to be able to do so, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, I'm getting it that way for some of you. You need to be in your body to do so. Thank you. You got to feel some shit. Aquas, you guys are the water barriers. You guys are really good at being more practical as opposed to being emotional about certain things, but there's something about getting in your body where you can actually truly experience some of the weight of the emotions that are affecting your ego or getting your ego agitated. So, ooh, hold up. Come here. Yeah. 8 of Wands in reverse. Delays, blockages. Wow. Wow. 7 of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Very fiery energy there. All fire so far. Then you get the Tower with the Page of Swords in reverse. Some illusions are being shattered here with the Tower. The 7 of Wands and the Knight of Wands, I feel a lot of resistance, actually. I feel a lot of, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do, and I'm going to do it when I'm going to do it. You can't tell me nothing. And it's like, it's not a bad thing. It is resistance, though. It's defiance. That's the word. It's defiance. This is defiance. But whatever it is you need to reflect on, and whatever's agitating the ego, it is slowing you down. It's slowing you down. It's causing blockages. It's causing delays. So you might be having a lot of miscommunications with people, or have had a lot of miscommunications with people. And it is coming from this like defiant energy. And you might be getting in this energy or harness this energy because there's something uncomfortable for you, or your ego gets agitated and wants to like be defensive, be defiant, and do whatever the hell it is you're going to do. But as you are reflecting on this part of you, that's the part of you you're reflecting on. Why am I so defiant? Why do I have to be so defensive? Why do I have to why? Like, where does that come from? And then you have this Tower with the Page of Swords in reverse. This Tower is going to be that change. It is that wake-up call. Towers can be epiphanies. And with the Page of Swords in reverse, you're going to see the illusion. You're going to see the illusion of what puts you in this energy in the first place. You're going to start seeing the illusion. And when you see the illusion, you see the reality. No matter where it comes from. No matter where it comes from. Tell me about Mirror Guardian. Tell me about Mirror Guardian. I also feel a lot of resistance to this tower. Because deep down, I think you already know. That's the thing. I can feel it. Deep down, you know all of this already. Your ego just wants you to resist it. Your ego wants you to be defiant against it. Interesting. Now we have a 3 of Cups energy. That feels really good. That feels really good. That feels like camaraderie. That feels like emotional support of tribe, emotional support of other people. Why is that coming in here? Oh, okay. The defiance that you have tapped into or harnessed, how that relates to people that you've had emotionally supportive relationships with, like your family or your friends or your tribe, maybe even some coworkers in there for some of you. There's something about how this can come up with people or within your relationships that's being shattered. And I think some of you have actually been telling yourself a story, or like, how do I say this? Some of you have been telling yourself whatever you need to justify this behavior. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right. just the messenger. You're going to realize whatever you've been telling yourself about this part of you isn't necessarily true. Like, it's a story you have told yourself, and it does feel like to kind of stay in it, like to kind of justify it, but it is how you relate to other people. And you're going to see the truth of that. Overall, we have Temperance in reverse. Ooh, with the 3 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, yikes, and the 4 of Wands in reverse. I'm feeling, this is interesting, because it's like, Aquas, you guys are normally optimists. I usually find most Aquas to be optimistic. I'm feeling very pessimistic energy in this overall. With Temperance in reverse, the 3 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and the 4 of Wands in reverse, this is a lot of instability. This is a lot of instability. I'm actually getting the word chaos. Some of you might experience chaos in your relationships, which might put you in this energy, in that defiant energy. I feel like a lot of you, this actually stems from childhood, most likely, or your own family situation. Yeah, I'm just getting chaos. I'm getting chaos, 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 chaos. A lot of instability. A lot of instability. It almost feels like you have this expectation too of relationships. With Temperance in reverse and the 3 of Wands, that can also be very pessimistic energy, especially when it comes to expectations and what you always kind of see coming. It's almost like always expecting things to be very unstable, always expecting things to kind of get rocked. And so you take on this very like defensive, defiant, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, I'm going to take care of me sort of energy when it comes to people, because this is what you're always expecting. This is what you're always expecting. And again, I feel like a lot of this does relate to childhood or family environment. And it's about understanding that this is not reality. This is an expectation that was built off of an awful experience or awful experiences. But it doesn't mean that is going to be the truth moving forward with everyone you meet. Yeah, shattering the illusion of that. Shattering the lie you've told yourself that it's okay to be like this, or I should be like this, you know, because things are going to be unstable or unreliable. I am getting a big, like, I look out for myself sort of energy. Even if you have people who want to be emotionally supportive with you and have that like reciprocity, I look out for myself. I look out for myself. I look out for myself. Interesting. Now, keep in mind, everything I say is not a judgment. I'm just the messenger, and I just need to deliver the messages. It's just my job. Just my job to do it, and if I offended or triggered anybody, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Just is what it is, right? And this doesn't have to pertain to you. It could pertain to someone you know or someone in your environment, or, again, the roles can be reversed. Someone could be like this towards you, right? But this is beautiful energy to kind of, to reflect upon, because it's going to lead to a consciousness expansion, which is awesome, okay? All right, Aquas, that was part 1. Don't forget to check out part 2, which I'm going to go into right now. I hope you guys have a really good night, and if you are leaving us here, don't forget to check out Vimeo and Patreon, and I will see you guys very soon. Have a great night, Aquas. Namaste.